Hello, everybody. Welcome back to In Conversation with ATF. Now, you're probably wondering why I'm dressed all in Parappa gear. I've got the hat, I've got the t-shirt, Parappa's on my t-shirt, but who am I speaking to? Well, it's not a Parappa voice actor, but there is something in the works, so stay tuned for that. But today, we're actually talking to a fan of Parappa the Rapper, and you wouldn't believe who it is. You may know him as the voice of Starscream for the Transformers franchise. So, in the Combiner Wars trilogy, War for Cybertron, and also most recently, right, I can't wait to talk about this, the 40th anniversary cinema script read. And Mugman in the Cuphead Show, and I'm gonna dive real deep now here.
Oh boy.
Skippy and Yoo-Hoo to the rescue. Buzz Lightyear and Emperor Zurg in Little Big Planet 2. That surprised me the most,
Wow.
actually. Um,
Wow.
Draluc, I can't remember how to pronounce his name. In The Vampire Dies in No Time.
Draluc, the vampire, yes.
There's
The
Draluc.
vampire in question.
Ah, okay, that's good. Oof, okay. Okay, I'll take the hat off in a minute. Hector and Zippy the Fleet and Bugs Bunny Builders. And other credits include Rainbow Butterfly Uniform Kitty, Fire Emblem, Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed, Delicious in Dungeon, Resident Evil, Death Island, Mobile Suit Gundam, Seed Fan Freedom. That's not words. I'm sorry. It's 11 o'clock at night. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Dead Rising Deluxe Master, and many, many more. This guy, he's a real close friend of mine. I'm so glad to call him a friend. He's been so supportive to me, and so many other great reasons that I don't have time to list them all. But my guest is the one, the only, the ever so lovely Frank Todaro. Hi,
Jeez, you're
Frank.
making me tear up here. Just before we say anything else, man, I am honored to call you a friend, and hopefully sooner than later, a coworker in
Oh,
some nonsense
yes.
that we get to scream at each other. Yeah.
Yes. Yes,
That
definitely.
is that's it. 2025 is the year. Either it's gonna air or record. We're gonna do something that's gonna be together. I'm putting it out into the
100%.
universe. But here,
100%,
I will
definitely.
toast you with my little espresso here. So cheers to you. Yeah.
I'll toast you with my
It's just
Prapor
coffee. There's
plush.
nothing. There you go. Did you check
Yeah,
the
yeah. There we go.
like
Ah,
Lion King thing
it's
happening
the
there?
circle of
Gosh,
life.
I don't have anything. I can do that with Pigmon from Ultraman. There
Oh,
you
big man, there we go. All right,
go.
Prapor, sit on my desk just there. But yeah, Frank, it's been, I'd say, about 3 years since we last did an
Ooh,
interview together, and a lot has happened
yeah.
in between. We've met each
Around this
other.
time of year too, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
ever since then, we've spoken again. We've met
Yeah.
each other twice in person at
I
TFCon,
I
and
got to
that's
watch you on stage at San Diego Comic Con. I was screaming and hooting and hollering, not in a rude way, just where we were supposed to. But man, uh, I know I've said it to you, but I am so damn proud of you. That is that was amazing. And you didn't just it wasn't just that you were up there
hmm
where you're supposed to be.
hmm
But you held your own and then some. You like rocked it. I'm very happy that there's video evidence of that. That whoever's listening to this can go and listen because you were knocking out voices, but you were acting in those voices. You were phenomenal. So again, cheers to you. Just an excuse for me to drink more coffee, but that was amazing. I feel so
Thank you.
giant. I'm not that big a guy. It's like a tiny cup. I
Oh,
feel like,
tiny cup.
but yeah, you were fantastic, and it was wonderful. Catching up in person, talking
Yeah,
to your father too. What a cool dude, man. Like, yeah, you're
yeah.
doing it. You're doing it.
Thank you,
Awesome.
Frank. That is one of my best moments of 2024. So for context, for those who don't know already, but I've mentioned it a good few times. I was at San Diego Comic Con back in July, and I was a surprise guest on Mark Evaniers' Cartoon Voices panel. I was brought up on stage and invited to sit on the panel with people like Julie Nathanson, Bob Bergen, Secunda Wood, Isaac Robinson Smith, Piotr Michael, Neil Ross, just all these
Oh my
wonderful,
God.
wonderful people.
Yeah.
Just I didn't expect it at all. And I thought, oh, I'm only gonna go up and say hello and stuff like that. And then Mark asks me, oh yeah, we've got one character left in the script read. Amber, you do. I was like, what? So I got to sit down and voice act alongside all these people in front of a massive audience, also
Hmm.
sort of consisting of voice actors. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, a few voice actors who were at. I know Fred Tatasciore wasn't there because he told me yeah, because I think I didn't see him afterwards and he said he missed it. I'm trying to think who was in the audience. Caitlin Robrock, Greg Berger, I think,
Oh yeah, Greg
David
was definitely
Arrigo
he was
Jr.
yeah.
Who else was there? Katie Lee, and maybe a few others. But yeah, wow, what a
Yeah.
highlight of
And
2024.
I
One,
couldn't believe that you didn't
and
know
Frank.
beforehand, you know,
Well,
like that was
well,
cold. That's fantastic.
I'm gonna tell you something, Frank. I kind of did know beforehand because I was at Mark's house a few days before I went to San
Hmm.
Diego, and it was initially said I'm going to bring you up on stage on one of the panels just to
Yeah.
explain about yourself and just because I've known him since I started production on the Bill
Yeah.
Scott documentary. So I was like, yeah, that's totally fine by me. So my impression, I was just going up on one of the panels, just explaining about myself, saying hello, and then just going off. I wasn't aware about the script read at
That's
all.
but that's it. That's it. And you delivered like basically cold. You thought you were going up there to talk about, your project. And then next thing you
Yeah.
know, you're cracking wise and you threw jokes in there too. Like, yeah, you were good. You
I've
were you
actually used
were
more than one voice though. I mainly use the same
yeah.
voice for the character,
It
but yeah,
doesn't You did good. You did fantastic.
thank
And
you.
also like gosh, shout out to Mark. Like one of the kindest individuals
Yeah,
that you'll
you've
ever
been on
meet
this panel, right?
at this time. Yeah, yeah, the year
I thought
prior.
so.
That weird year where like we didn't know if we could say the names of
Yeah,
projects
oh
and
yeah,
stuff.
because of the
Yeah.
strike. Yeah.
I gotta say, like, because I
Oh
did I
yeah,
did San Diego and I did I'm sorry?
it's the video game strike on right now. Can you
Now
talk
it's a
about
video
video
game
games or
strike.
not?
I
We're
mean,
gonna probably could
I'm
steer away from
erring
video
on
games.
like I'm erring on not, like because I'm a Boy Scout. I just don't know what the rules are right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, and the same, but honestly, the same way, like on that one panel, and it was Fred next to me, where I'm like, I'm on a show where I mug and about from anthropomorphic receptacles, and then like Fred was like, yeah, the Cuphead Show, I'm like, oh, I guess I could say that because like God just said it, It's like Fred,
Yeah,
another like, God, there are a lot of very, very good souls out here, and in our little corner of this industry, there's more than not. And Mark,
yeah.
Fred, those are two of the kindest.
And you're one of them.
Ah, shut up.
Yeah,
uh, but yeah,
a lot
it's
of
anyway, it's don't do well with people saying like,
a lot has happened.
it's it was really good. It's really great to see you up there,
Yeah.
and not just up there, but with such good people. And that was it. That
A
was
lot
it.
of stuff, yeah, a lot of stuff has happened since then. Like, I
Mm.
don't know how much I can say. I put my beanie on his beanie. I don't know how much I
Being
can
exception.
say because of
Oh
the
yeah.
circumstances, but I'm going to say just what I can very vaguely.
Okay.
There was a few lovely people from an agency in the audience, and now I'm doing. One of them approached me afterwards and gave me their card, and I had a meeting with them and stuff, and it's I'm a freelancer now. Let's just say that. I'm just gonna leave it
I
there. Just let
I
you
won't
just
add.
work it
I
out.
won't add to it, but I will say that
I'm very
remember what I was
grateful for
talking
it.
about? Very nice people, very good.
Yes,
You met some very kind people.
100%,
That's all.
100%. Right place, right time.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if I
So
don't know if you noticed. I wore my Santa pin for the
I
season. Actually, this over here is the Breakfast Club. Tell
that
you about the
was what I
Breakfast
was gonna
Club.
say to you, the LA Breakfast
Yeah,
Club.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because I wore this. We had our holiday party yesterday morning at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
And for an aging goth kid from New York, it's rough. That just shows you how much I love this thing. Um, but yeah, yeah, I had on the jacket, and I think I had an ascot though, so it's still matching my little hanky there. But
Yeah.
I dress up for you, Miss Jones. I
Oh,
dress up
oh,
for you.
you're too kind. I need to there's a pin I'm trying to get. I really
Yeah.
should have gotten it when I was in San Diego, but they were doing like a discount on it. But it's Symbiote Studios, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You of course you've got it. Sorry, the little Starscream face pin with the little smirk from the
Oh yeah.
movie. I need to get
Oh my
that. I
God.
need to try and
I
get
have.
that.
They gave me they were very kind. They gave me this thing. It's a sweatshirt with their logo, the little cat mascot.
Yeah,
Who
Catnip
is
Bravo.
Yeah, Cat, exactly. Captain Bravo. So Captain
Yeah,
Bravo is
crazy.
stealing the crown from Starscream, and then like on the front he's got the crown, so it's like a story. I don't know. I like it. It's pretty cute.
Well, I do have something that I did get from them a while back, and it is Catnip Bravo, but dressed as Optimus Prime.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's
Oh, those are
Catimus
cute.
Prime.
Yeah,
Yeah, so he's a little plush.
yeah.
He's got the things on his arms.
Did you ever get the sludge? You were looking for the sludge, right?
I did not.
Okay.
So what happened is the sludge with the eyes popping out. That was
Yeah.
a San Diego exclusive. I emailed them. Well, the regular one with the regular eyes is now on the online store. I emailed them and they said the sludge with the cartoon eyes was San Diego exclusive, and we will not be restocking.
Oh.
Third party
Well,
sellers, here we go.
we'll find it. We'll find it. If
I'm
I
gonna
see
get
it, I'll
that.
grab it for you.
No, you don't have to. I'm gonna get the Grimlock one as well. Are you sure? I don't know.
Well, I mean, if we see it, if
I'm
we see
so
it.
flattered. Yeah, I have to get the Grimlock one as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
yeah,
because that's the
especially
third Grimlock design.
and then get Greg to sign it
Yes,
or
that's what
like
someone
make
did
it
at
make
TF
silly noises.
Nation. Someone
Yeah,
did that at TF Nation. They brought the
that's cool.
symbiote Grimlock and got it signed by Greg.
God, I want to go to TF Nation. That's cool.
You need to.
If
It's
anyone's
such.
listening, please, I just at least to like visit you and all the other good friends I have out there and drink
We
their scotch.
we had Greg Berg was here back in August,
Oh, that's
and I
awesome.
hung out with him
That's
quite a
awesome.
lot. He was really lovely. So it was so weird just like seeing him at San Diego and be like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
I'll see you again in 2 weeks.
yeah.
It's so
Well, we're
funny.
doing this thing soon. I mean, if I'm rambling, tell me to shut up. But
No.
you know Jamie Sullivan, right?
Yes.
The artist. So
Yes.
he had this Snake Eyes sword, like the
Is
one
it the
from the
one
Snake Eyes
signed by
saw.
all the voice
It was
actors?
signed by he's got like 16 people on it.
Morgan
Because
Lofton
Greg
as
was on
well.
it as well. I think like David Kay was on like all like,
I think
people
Morgan
throughout
Lofton
different.
was on it because I remember it popping up after she
Well, that's
passed.
why. So when she passed away, so what he did was he took this thing because his the original idea I think was he was going to bring it to different conventions and have like different GI Joe
Ah,
actors.
right. Okay.
And I'd signed it because I've voiced Cobra Commander a bunch of times.
For
Uh,
Smite, yeah.
and he auctioned it and gave for charity in Morgan's name because it had her signature on it, her autograph on it. So it was Wounded Warriors and I forget the name, hero something, hero line. I forget the exact name, so this is terrible. Please put a link or something. But they help well, like comic creators and whatnot. This is very very kind of them. And the reason I bring it up is because whoever won that, like part of the like kind of sweeten the pot is he's doing a Zoom call with Greg and me and Jamie and we're gonna like yeah. Anyway, it was a cool thing. It's over now, so I don't know why I'm talking about it so much with people
Must
not
have been
being able
really
to actually
fun
do
then.
it. But he might do something again like that.
Yeah.
We're talking about like another little charity thing. So
Yeah.
like
Maybe with
use GI Joe.
Transformers.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
Transformers.
Yeah. That'd be quite
Jamie's
cool.
worked on a lot of stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Going back to TF Nation, I'd love to have you at TF Nation. I mean, like, oh, what was it? I had something in my head and it's just completely left me.
Ooh,
I'm so sorry.
sorry, I was rambling there.
No, it's not you. Um, so like it was to do with TF, it was to do with TF Con. I'm like,
Mm.
yeah, you could, and then I could see, yeah, because like that's happened because I met Greg at TF Con, and then I met him at TF Nation and stuff like that. Sorry, I can't stop fidgeting with Parappa now. He's just wearing the
Wait, you made him better. You improved him. It's
Hey,
masterpiece Parappa now
love it,
with
love it.
removable clothes.
So let's
Removable
let's
hair.
just
Yeah.
let's just quickly talk about Parappa real quick. I just want to know what was your first experience with the franchise? Did you grow
Oh,
up with the first game? Did you tell me your story about how you came to like
well, it
this
came
genre?
out while I was in college, so I didn't grow up with it. So I
Oh,
played the first game, and I loved that first game. And Uh, gosh, when I played it, I was in a dorm room with a bunch of other people, and we used to sing the song at each other. Uh, and like when we would drive, we would like sing that first, did you check the corner on the right? Did you? We used to say that. But yeah, yeah, I guess that would be it. I just loved that game. It was really fun.
I have it in my cupboard just down there. I wish I got it out, but nah. I have that and Jamalami and Parappa
Oh,
2
nice.
in my cupboard. Yeah, so I play them from time to time. It's just
Yeah.
they're timeless. Yeah, I just love them. Have you played Jamalami before?
Um, maybe,
It's basically
maybe.
Parappa but with the guitar, and
Yeah,
it also has Parappa
yeah.
levels as well.
I I feel like without Barappa, we would not have like Guitar Hero and all these different like rhythm games that came
Friday Night
out.
Funkin'.
Yeah. I mean, because it
Oh,
was Barappa and then DDR was like the big thing like in the
yes,
arcades. Remember that? Uh,
yes.
and now like I forget the name of the one with the drums. Uh, I saw this one guy in the arcade.
Uh,
Like I just didn't see his hands anymore. They're moving so fast. I can't do that. I can't.
was
My
it?
brain doesn't talk to my hands that fast
I
anymore.
have one in mind. Was it
What's that?
Taiko no Tatsujin?
Is that it?
It's a Japanese video game series with like all these happy little characters, like big smiles and round circles and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Maybe I don't know.
Uh,
Taiko, no. Let's have a look. Hold on. Yeah, that
oh,
might be. I don't
maybe.
know. I know it was on PS2 because I've played it and it comes with a drum that you actually get
Oh
to
no,
hit.
the drum one I'm talking about in the arcades. Like when we would go to the arcades, we
Oh
would do that.
right,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
You got me
Anyway.
thinking now.
Yeah.
Arcade game drums. You got me thinking now. You got me thinking now. It was an
Here's a
arcade
fun
game as
fact.
well.
So
Ooh,
you see the thing I'm drinking out of?
yeah.
This is a complete left turn. Coincidentally, this
Uh-huh.
is a identical to the one used by Captain Sisko in Star Trek Deep Space Nine when he would order a rocconcino, because there were
Wow.
these like boat cups from the 90s, and I found one in the thrift store years ago. And the reason I
Wow.
say that is because the cup that I was drinking my espresso out of is
Mhm.
the same one that Captain Picard drinks his tea Earl Grey hot. And you don't know anything about
Wow.
Star Trek, so I'm boring the heck out of you. I'm sorry,
I
but
know a little bit.
all right, or you don't
I
care.
do.
Like, I don't
No,
know.
I do know one thing though.
What's that?
Um, my computer's just my computer
Oh,
was just a second. No, it's fine. It's fine. Honestly, it's fine. Um, what I do know is that Chris Latta was in The Next Generation and
yes.
Deep Space Nine.
Oh, yes. He was a Klingon, and then he was the leader of the Packlets at one point.
Yes.
They really
Yes.
those the dumb creatures who talk like this. You
Again,
can
that's
make it
another connection.
go. Yeah.
That's another connection you have to Chris Latta.
Oh
It's so
man,
cool.
gosh. If anybody from Big Star Trek is listening, I would love to play a Packlet at some point, just
Yes.
to make
Yes.
the full circle, or his clan. And you can hear the little shrill in there. Like even when
Yeah.
he's a Packlet, he's got that kind of like. All right, all right. Did you ever see
Yeah.
like when he did the stand up? There's that
I
one stand up
did,
routine that
yes.
is always like when he's wearing the long leather jacket and stuff, and he does like the tough guy, and he does his voice, and like there's a little bit of the commander in there.
Yeah, yeah, it takes
Yeah,
off his
yeah, it's
sunglasses. You
cool.
can just
Yeah,
about hear sort of the
yeah,
Starscream
yeah,
voice. I was like,
yeah.
wow, that was so cool. It's
He's a
so,
cool
so
dude,
cool.
man.
I
So cool.
know. If you had the chance to meet him, what would you say? What would you
To
tell
meet
him?
him.
What would you ask him if he were still alive today? If you had the
Oh
chance to meet
gosh.
him, what would you say
Oh
to him?
gosh. I mean, I would be fanboying out. Because that's a big part of why I decided to even chase this dream in the first place was listening and imitating between him and Alan Oppenheimer and Frank Welker and like these are just like you know gods of Olympus. I mean, what would I say? I would just say thank you because outside of like the job I get to do, like there was just fun and enjoyment and imagination expansion that is all because of him growing up. I mean, yeah, it's a whole lot of magic.
So
And like
bittersweet.
you do the same thing. I know that I did when you're listening and you're like, listening to like for me it would be oh ooh, that guy in Rainbow Bright sounds a lot like Optimus Prime on that one syllable. Wait, I wonder if that's the same. Oh my God, it is. You know, it's like and it sounds completely different, but like you kind of like it's like a game where you're like, oh, wait, who is that? Oh, well, that sounds completely different. That's Hunk from Voltron. What the like, and it's yeah. And
Yeah.
it's great when you like find that like oh this particular dreadnought is this transformer or something, But
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
definitely. It's a fun fact because there's another thing, two things I like to mention. The first one is there was a sale and auction on eBay by It's a Wrap, and I'll move on to It's a
Oh,
Wrap in
cool.
a minute because you know. Um,
Yeah.
but Chris Latta's costume from the episode Samaritan Snare was
Yeah.
actually I can't remember was that Deep Space Nine or Next Generation, but it was
That's
actually sold.
that's the Packlet episode, right?
I
Yeah.
think so.
Where they
It was
kidnapped Geordi?
I think so. Yeah, I'm not sure, but
Yeah.
yeah, the Next Generation. Yeah, it is. It's
Yeah, yeah. Is it
so
like brown? Like
yes,
yeah.
it's like
Cuz
a costume. So like we've got the boots and the gloves.
yeah. That
13
makes
bids.
sense. That's
It
awesome.
sold on the 31st of August 2007 for £610
That's
dollars.
it?
Yeah, I thought it would have been a lot more.
I
I
mean,
really thought
in
it would have been a lot more.
2007, I don't know, with inflation, maybe that's like $10 million by this point. But I
Nah, I'm
mean,
gonna
uh,
$610 in
gosh, that's,
2007.
yeah, there's that other auction too. Gosh, what's the name of that place? It's not the It's a Wrap auctions. Oh gosh, I forget. It's like a guy's name. But they had a bunch of like Star
Mhm.
Trek, Stargate, Star Wars, X Files, like all these like, on these things on sale. There was, I believe, it was like a communicator from Farscape. I love Farscape. If you've never seen
Mm.
Farscape, it ages very well because it's mostly puppets. Like all the aliens are puppets. So it's not like
Yeah.
I recommend Babylon 5 to people, and they'll like it's a really good story. Just kind of the CGI is going to be of the era, and it's hard for people who are in their 20s to swallow that. Farscape is all practical effects, and they're Henson Workshop puppets. I forgot what it was. Oh yeah, so it was his communicator, and it
Yeah.
went for like very cheap. Like compare like for what it is, for what it should be. It was something like a couple $100 like that. But the Packlet costume for 600, that's insane.
Well, it says here $610 in 2007 equals to $927.23 today.
I, it's still low,
Yeah,
Like
I
I want to
suppose.
go back in time and just I don't know. That's cool though.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
The reason why I also bring up It's a Wrap is because we did a lovely little video together where we bought
Oh, that's
fedora
right. Yeah.
hats and I posted it on
Uh-huh.
social media. And let's just say it blew up on TikTok. I posted it on
Did it?
TikTok. It's got about, I'd say, 41,000 likes and
Wow.
178,000 views. Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome.
And so people are like, that's also the voice of Mugman. That's so cool, OMG. What a unique experience. I was expecting a figure, dude. This is sick. Um, Someone called the only leader Starscream wants to know. I have a question for him. What does he think about the part in Transformers Animated where Starscream splits his personas and the female Starscream comes out?
Oh, that was a cool.
Slipstream.
That was a cool like little like mechanism they used for all the different repaints and stuff. That
Yeah.
was fun. That was fun.
I think
It
it's the
showed
name
his feminine side. I love
Slipstream,
that.
yeah.
That's Slipstream, right? So
Yeah.
that my only point of contention that I will say is I had a fan character when I was a little kid because I had
Uh-huh.
this knockoff Jetfire. It was a knockoff Veritech fighter. They were like it was gray and blue, and I named him Slipstream, and I wrote a backstory on him and everything. So I'm like, oh man, they use a name. But that was really cool. That's my favorite color scheme too. I think is that kind of
Yeah.
silicon color
Yeah, a
scheme, like
purple
the
sort of
teal and
blue.
yeah,
Yeah.
teal purple
Like the
and
opposite
magenta
of
and lavender.
Starscream.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I love it.
Like
Oh,
more
that was cool.
calmer
I love
colors.
that
Yeah.
animated though too.
I know.
Um,
Very unique
yeah.
set. And Jeff Bennett's gonna be at TFCon
Oh, that's awesome.
in March. Yeah, I'm
They
so
gotta get
excited.
Tom at a TF con,
That's what I've been
like
trying to say. He's doing
they
Pasadena in
he
January, but obviously I'm not gonna be there.
he's gonna be in Pasadena. Yeah, we're yeah. Wow, well, it's another story. But yeah, another like one of the nicest human beings you'll ever meet. And his band is so cool. I've gotten to see them a couple of times by
Pisces,
now. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And the thing is like uh, I don't understand how he has as much energy as he does, because he goes on stage and he just like he is like James Brown, you know, like you want someone to run over and put a cape over him. He's so
Mm,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Like have animated Starscream.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, like I've had and there's people who have been commenting about me. So I've had some people say I sound like Abby from The Last of Us in
Abby
that
from The Last
video.
of Us.
I've never played The Last of
Okay.
Us, so I don't know. And so many people like some of the really liked comments. Thrift shopping Starscream. This is bad comedy. Um,
That's funny.
help! I thought you were gonna show like a Starscream figure on one of the shelves or something.
You know, I that hat that I bought that day, I wore that to the red carpet. Like that was like
Really?
yeah, yeah. I took the because I had that black straw hat that I wear, beat the heck. But I had that little the leaf of Lothlorien. I took
Mhm.
it off and I put it on the brown hat and I wore that to the red carpet. That's what I got in the store with you and your dad.
Wow, that's
Yeah, because
awesome. I
I
love
was like
that.
running between sessions or something like that.
Sessions, I remember,
Yeah.
and I remember I was on the top floor and I looked down and I see someone with a handlebar mustache. I was like, no, I've
That
never
weird
seen
looking
a voice
guy
actor in the wild before.
in the
So I
wild.
come down I come down the stairs and
They
then I get
throw a
close and
Pokeball at me and
I realize it's you. And I tap you on the shoulder, and instead of saying hello, I ended up just wheezing and sounding like an out of control car. I was like, I was like, hi. That's so funny. Oh my goodness. We have to.
you were quoting Mugman.
Yes, I was. Yes. Oh my God. I remember that. I remember that.
Yeah.
We need to like have a look. People, he's also Mugman from the Cuphead show, by the way. I stand by Frank Todaro could be a replacement for Chris Latta, and I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. We need to see these comments when
That's
we
very
come
kind.
and meet. Yeah,
That's
I
very
know.
kind.
Yeah, very lovely side of TikTok. But that's something I want to talk about. Is the 40th anniversary event for
Ooh, yeah.
Transformers, the script read that I knew before anyone else did. I'm not just I didn't say anything. But how was it? How was it? I mean, okay, so I kind of knew. Michael Bell told me, and he was listing off all the people. So
Oh,
he was like, yeah, Frank Welker, Peter Cullen,
that's how you knew.
Paul
That's awesome.
Iding, me, Dan Gilvezan, Greg Berger, and then he
Man,
said Frank Todaro was like, no way. And I was getting
jeez.
more hyped because I thought he was going to say Corey Burton was going. I was like, oh my God, you get to meet Corey Burton before I do. So he wasn't there, but
I've
they did
never met
approach him.
Corey. I've never met Corey Burton.
No,
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 no.
no. I
But
was going
also,
to
like,
say,
I don't really know anybody who like has really met him or hung out with him or anything like that. I would love to. That's
I
so cool.
suppose the
But
closest person I know is probably Rob Paulson. He's the one who's like, it's yeah, definitely him. He's probably
yeah,
the only one
funny
who I
they'll
know
work
is like,
together. Like,
yeah.
I just
I
mean like
mean,
I've never like run into him at a convention or
he doesn't do
anything like
conventions. He
that.
doesn't leave the
Yeah, yeah.
house. He did a private signing years ago and stuff like that.
That's cool. That's
He's
cool.
also autistic, so you know, he's just a very unique. He's a very unique gentleman. I'm just gonna say that.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Um.
really lovely though. From what I spoke with him during COVID, we had a 6 hour Skype call and just
Oh,
talking
it's
about
awesome.
all our interests and stuff. And he was very lovely. Yeah, I
That's
wish
so
I could do
cool.
that again. I know it was really funny, but
That's really
walking into that studio because it was in
oh
Burbank. I can't remember where it was that Mike said, but what was it
it.
like for you and Arif to walk into that studio and just do
So
that?
that was the first day I met Arif, and like
Oh, was
now,
it? Oh yeah, because
like
he
that
did
was the first
robots in
day we met. Yeah,
disguise.
because he was on Robots in Disguise exactly, which is
Yeah.
like I think that's a continuation of the Prime universe,
Yeah, it's in the Prime Rescue
what do
Bots
they call it?
universe.
Aligned universe, I think.
Prime trilogy? Yeah, aligned. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it is
the
aligned.
Aligned
Yeah.
universe. Yeah, because Prime trilogy was the one that I was on in like
Oh
before
yeah,
that.
Combiner Wars.
And
Yeah, sorry.
yeah, and
Well, so
Titans
yeah, yeah.
Return, and then yeah, and then War for the
Hmm.
Reboot.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, that was the first time I met Arif. Instant friends. Uh, like in the coolest way. Like we hang out and stuff. Uh, but yeah, the two of us were just like it's just to use the term again, it was like being on the top of Mount Olympus. Like these are the the gods of the thing that I love to do and the thing that I love to watch.
Yeah.
And the best part about it is they're all just such awesome dudes, right? Like they're just so kind. I love that like 'cause they interviewed us a couple times, and they pulled us all one by one. They did Peter Cullen and Frank Welker together, and like you
And I wish
sing
they did
that
them separately,
where they
but
riff off each other.
that's just
What's
this is
that?
my opinion. I wish they did their interviews like separate to each other, but
Ah,
that's just my opinion.
I don't know. I love the way they riff off each other and like being in the room in the ring, like watching them try to
Yeah,
break each other, like make them laugh.
yeah.
It was amazing,
Only
amazing
because I'm
stuff.
more closer to Frank than Peter, but anyways. Sorry.
Uh, and
Interviewing.
it was so they did those interviews
Yeah.
and they actually ended it with me tearing up talking about something, right? It's funny. This is like the
Oh,
second time I'm talking about this. I don't tear up easily, so I just it was such a beautiful day. It was so wonderful. The things that such kind words to me too, like uh in this like accepting kind of I don't know. The most amazing part of the day wasn't the script read as much as it was what happened in between the
yeah.
takes. Because at one part, and I think they finally put this up because I think I mentioned this to you at some point. And so they did something, um, and I meowed like a cat. And then next thing you know, I hear another meow coming from across the way. And then everyone around the table just starts meowing at each other for like 10 minutes straight almost. It felt like that. Uh, and like Peter comes out with like this angry cat noise. I don't know where that came out of. And we're just like just like and then like whatever. It was and there were so many little moments like that where yeah, they would just goof around. And then at one point I think it was Michael who was like, "Yeah, this feels like just like the way it used to be." And
Yeah.
what a what an honor for me to witness, let alone take part of uh, this time travel event of my idol sitting around this table um, in a way like that. It was really touching. It still is. Even
Definitely.
talking about it, I'm like there's gonna be. Yeah, I've had some amazing moments in my life, and I will in the future. That day is for sure up there with the best I could count on my fingers. Um,
Yeah, definitely.
and yeah, yeah, yeah. But again, just because they're great people and everyone on the staff, everyone from Hasbro there, like it was just this crazy love fest, and it went off without a hitch. And like we were goofing around. We got to watch the episode together beforehand, so I was watching Transformers with the Transformers, and I'm now a Transformer. What is happening? What is reality? What is life anymore? Yeah, and I'd been fortunate enough to have either worked with or met somehow everyone in that room. So there was a lot of like catching up too, like they're catching up with each other, and I got to kind of like talk to friends, and it's very nice. It was wonderful. I'm just gonna keep rambling. You're gonna have to say shut up, Frank, and jump in
Frank,
anytime.
I am I am so proud. Yes, I'm holding up my microphone. Who doesn't? I am so proud of you. The fact that you've gone from emceeing Frank Welker and Greg Berger at BotCon 9 years ago, nearly 10 years ago, to actually doing an official Hasbro script reading with them 9 years later in the same room on cinema screens. I went to bloody see it at the cinema and just wow, just I think I cheered more for you when you came up on screen than when I saw the other Frank on screen.
Oh, I love that they kept in like when they edited it, because we kept like making faces at each other throughout the script read, and then at one point they edited in one of like I was like, "Ugh," like
I
scared of him at
love
one
that
point. It was so
chemistry
funny.
between you and Frank. Just
Yeah,
like
yeah,
when he just shouts this Megatron and you just like kind of coil back. It's just
yeah,
wow, I love it. I love it so much. Just like they need to release the director's cut with all of the messing about in between, all the sing-alongs, all the
yeah.
sound effects, all the
Oh yeah, I
in-betweens.
told you about the sing along, right?
Yes, no, they haven't released that or
Ah,
the dog and cat noises online. They've only released the interviews that you've done,
oh
which
man,
is
yeah. The sing
mm.
along. What was it? Was there's a couple. The one of the ones that
Did you
I
sing
was
"Sweet
no.
Caroline"?
So
Damn
there's a
it!
part where like it's the end of a scene and Starscream's like, let's do it, and then
Yeah.
they're okay, check whatever, resetting, and then like under my breath I'm like, let's fall in love, and then one by one. The rest of the guys are like, birds do it, bees do it, even educated fleas. And there's like, bees, like Bumblebee, it's Dan, like it was so like, what? What is happening? This is the coolest moment. Yeah.
That's so
There's a lot of
funny.
that.
I
There's a lot
love
of that.
that. I love
Yeah.
that. I love that
But
so
like,
much.
here's another thing though. Like, I don't get to do that because 99.9999999% of my work is in a box away from other people. And I get to riff with the director and we get to have a lot of fun, but it's me, director, engineer, clients, but it's rarely other actors. So we don't get to like kind of like play off each other the way that like when I was growing up and I'm listening to like the Thundercats outtakes and all these crazy things like, that must be a real blast sitting in the round like that. But like even Bugs Bunny, they were separate, It was all recorded
Yeah.
like separate things.
Yeah.
So that was nice. That was really
Yeah.
cool just to be with other the, to be with a group of wizards, like watching them do their magic and like getting to jump in here and there. That was
Yeah.
that aspect was really cool.
Yeah, definitely. Like
Yeah.
it's your golden moment. I love it so much, honestly. And of course, ooh, you've done other animation stuff. Of course, you did Bugs Bunny Builders recently that
Mm.
I saw. And of course, the Cuphead Show. Still waiting on season three, but
So am I.
I think everyone is like so. Would everyone's so renew the Cuphead Show? It's still going.
Mhm.
Like I'm not like the show came out like 3
Yeah.
years ago, and people they love it so much. I think it's
Yeah.
really adorable.
I love Transformers fans. I am a Transformers fan. Uh, the Cuphead fandom are some of the coolest. Like they do this like art, make their own fan characters. There's this passion on it, and it was just like 30 episodes. It just came out like 2 years ago. Um, but I think like because like Netflix doesn't release their numbers, but I guess in Europe you have to or something. Um, Someone was telling me that it had more millions of hours of viewing this past year than any of their new animation. So
Yeah,
like, man, like let us do more. We'll please.
yeah,
People kind of like it. Um, and that's another thing. I walked away. The best thing about that show is I walked away with some very dear friends. Um, uh, I play D&D with True, the voice of Cuphead
yeah,
every week.
yeah.
There's so many like the animators, Dave and Cosmo. I spent Halloween going to Cosmo's vampire themed band that plays once a year in the middle of LA in
Wow,
some like art
wow.
installation bar thing. It was really cool. Uh, but yeah, yeah. So no news is hopefully good news. The
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah,
Also,
yeah, that'd
yeah.
be very happy if I got to
I
do that.
remember, I
Yeah.
remember coming out. I hate to disappoint you. I've still not seen a full episode of the Cuphead Show. I really need to, but I just remember going to your table at San Diego when you were at I can't remember which booth were you at again. I think it was like a
Oh, the Comic Book Legal Defense Fund. It's a
yeah. I
charity
thought
that
it might have
helps
been a legal defense. Yeah.
comic artists like with legal fees and whatnot.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah.
So, like we were just there, and you were signing me a Mugman, and just like the quote where it was like he starts screaming. I think it's the baby bottle episode, but he's like ee or something like that.
Oh, that
It's
was yeah, that was when he's talking to Pork Rind, and Pork Rind's like fantasizing about killing them, and he yeah like I need the mama thing, I need the tummy thing, I need the baby.
that's the one.
And then he just imagines that.
You did it so well it didn't even pick up on the microphone.
Did it really? Oh no! Wow, I
No,
blew out
it's
my own
fine.
mic.
Save your voice.
Crazy.
Save your voice.
Oh no, that was loud. That was
It just,
loud.
oh, was it? That's probably why it couldn't pick it up.
Probably why.
I can hear it in my head
Wow.
though.
So I made a noise that Zoom did not interpret as a human sound. Oh
Wow,
God.
you aren't real. You're an
I'm
Autobot.
a
No,
robot. That's
not
it.
you're a
I'm a robot.
Decepticon. Not an Autobot.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh, absolutely. You're a true leader.
and yeah, the baby bottle episode is just like, oh yeah, that's not a baby, it's evil.
Yeah,
Such a good episode. I think that's the only one that that's probably on my to watch list. I probably need to watch it. I need to watch
It
it before
reminds
I
me
come
of
out there.
that episode reminds me of Roger Rabbit. You know, like
Really?
the cartoon inside the cartoon when he's
Uh-huh.
like chasing the baby, but the baby's like all innocent and stuff. It's got
Yeah.
which itself is a reference to these old like uh Fleischer
Fleischer.
Disney cartoons like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I do
It's a fun
remember.
show. It's a fun show. I if I wasn't a part of it, I would watch it because it definitely kind of like scratches that itch of being from that era.
Yeah.
There's this guy, Mauricio. So shout out to Mauricio. He does Fleischer Restored Rock and Pins, I think, on social media. And he did this sweet show. He had me and a couple of the actors and showrunners, where he was showing the Fleischer cartoon first, and then the Cuphead episode that inspired. It was, I think,
Oh.
Art Theater of Long Beach. It was.
Oh, wow.
Um, so they had us there. We were signing and stuff afterwards, but like it was cool because you get to see like Swing You Sinners, or like some of these old like the old like rubber hose cartoons, and then right after that he's like Go Saint Real from the first drop of Cuphead.
Yeah.
He would do that, go back and forth. So that was a treat for me to watch. Period. It was a lot of fun.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, speaking of events and stuff, I hope to see you at TFCon in March. I
Oh, I'll
hope you
see you
get
there.
announced. Yeah.
I guess it hasn't been. I shouldn't say that yet, but uh, wink.
Lex Lang already did made that mistake in
Oh yeah.
2022, but
Oh.
it's fine. It's fine. People know. Some people just say, well, I mean, people like Greg Berger and stuff like that, they're there every year. So when Greg says to me, "Yeah, I'll be there in March," it doesn't really. I mean, yeah, say it. I mean, it's not
I
that you're there every year, so it's gonna come sooner or
I'm
later.
neutral good though, so it's I try to stay within the lines of the pictures, but
That's all right. Well,
uh,
Greg's just been announced, and it's a bit of a special year because it's a celebration for Robots of Disguise 2050. We could have a reef there as an official guest now because it's an anniversary for Prime and Robots in Disguise. 15th anniversary for Prime, 10th anniversary for Robots in Disguise. We could have a reef.
don't talk about things I can't talk about. um
Oh, that's funny. But yeah, it's going to be exciting.
so oh,
That's going to be
look at the
exciting. I
episode.
am so pumped for that. I
Yeah.
really am. And yeah, I'm probably, yeah, I need to. When I was coming back on that airplane, I just remembered when we were just standing in the middle of San Diego, me and my dad waiting for the tram and stuff. And like, I was just thinking
Oh
to
yeah.
myself, man, I really need to practice my Donald Duck.
Oh yeah.
Still not done it.
That was
Still not
fun.
mastered it. I mean, to be honest, I
Yeah.
barely practice. I mean, like, I just sound like.
It's just something that like
Oh,
it'll eventually
keep saying
clicks,
to myself, don't blow through your cheek. It's like, well,
Yeah.
it's weird. You can air pockets. It's so weird. I need to try and figure it out someday. One day. Maybe not next year, but maybe. Yeah. There's another thing I want to talk about, Frank,
Okay.
and it is if you can say, is there any sort of new projects that are not video games that you can talk about at this moment in time?
Hmm. I'm always terrible when someone asks me that because I'm an NDA's dream because I forget things. Oh, here's something silly.
Mhm.
Uh, I probably wouldn't be where you are, but here in the States, I've voiced Santa Claus
Oh,
like at least 5 times this year. So
wow.
like, I mean, I'm assuming they're out. It's like right before Christmas, but there's like a bunch of different commercials for different companies,
Wow.
where where you will hear me as Santa Claus, ho, 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 and everything he says is actually just some guy with a weird mustache. Uh, and it's interesting because since there's like, God, I think it was five, maybe more. Since it's like Santa Claus talking and all these things, if a kid is listening on the radio and it's not completely unrelated, and they hear like one of them is Legoland, the Legoland,
Yeah.
the amusement park,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So whenever like you're listening to the radio, it's like, ho, 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 this is Lego Santa. Come to Legoland and do some stuff. It's really cool. It's a little more articulate than that. And then they're listening to it, and then like a commercial for DraftKings come on. It's like, oh wait, that's really Santa. That's cool, so yeah, I've loaned my voice to the jolly old elf a couple times this year.
Awesome. That
Um,
is awesome.
that's something I know it is definitely out now. Video games came out recently and are coming out, but I don't know that I can talk about them. Um, but people already like started writing on IMDb and stuff that I'm in these things too. Uh, but yeah.
Mm. I was going to say the Welsh name for Santa Claus. I know this is very unrelated, but
Oh yeah.
I live on the border to Wales, so I got to bring up Welsh whenever I can. The Welsh name is Sean Corn.
Sean
Sean
Corn.
Corn. Sean Corn.
I like it.
Translates to chimney pot John or John Stack. The word corn may refer to corn synth or
John Stack.
I think so, yeah, or chimney
Huh.
stack, where Sean Corn enters homes, essentially.
Huh.
So yeah,
That's cool. We just went to
Sean Corn.
there's the Philosophical Research Society here
Yeah.
because I'm a weirdo. Uh, it's a brilliant place. They have some brilliant uh, presentations, and they just did one on the Krampus.
Ooh.
And they had a whole map of like where in Europe. I mean, it's more like think German, like
Mm-hmm.
those Germanic countries. I don't know if is Krampus in England? No,
Not
right?
sure.
I don't think they do
Hmm.
like that's more like Germany,
Oh,
Austria.
yeah.
Uh, but yeah, so they did a whole little like back history on Saint Nicholas and Turkey and all that. Um, so yeah, so hearing from the other side.
That's really cool. I love that. Yeah. So really, my last question to you, Frank, is what are your plans for Christmas?
Oh gosh. Finish my shopping, finish putting stuff up on shelves. One thing that I do love to do, and we're going to be doing that,
Hmm.
is go to the Cicada Club. Cicada Club is an actual justifiable supper club in LA, and I like to go there.
Wow.
Like you walk in, and their holiday show has this guy by the name of Johnny Holiday, and
Ooh.
he's the nephew of Bing Crosby. He's got a big band. He always brings
Hmm.
out some old tap dancers and stuff. So that's something that I'll definitely be doing. But otherwise, yeah, I'm not going back east or anything. We're gonna do a nice quiet Christmas here. Um,
Ah.
yeah.
That little thing to your right, that little feather thing, it looks like a
What's that?
hand just like sort of going like
Oh
that.
gosh,
It
there's
looks like a little hand. And I'm
a
just like,
dream
oh, it's a
catcher.
dream catcher.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It was actually given to me by a Transformers fan, someone I befriended through Transformers fandom.
Oh,
Handmade.
wow.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I
God,
love it.
I can like tell you what everything is. Now that I have to look at myself here. Well, clearly that's a Mugman on top
Hmm.
of a Mugman.
Hmm.
Uh,
That's a salt
salt
lamp.
lamp. There's a.
Yeah.
This is cool. This is just a foam rubber He-Man sword.
Ooh.
So I've got the sword of
Yeah,
power.
just had that in the office. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if this shows up, but this is on the wall. It's too bright. This is a replica of the neon sign from Dexter Jettster's diner in episode 2 of Star Wars.
Oh, wow.
You recognize this behind me? That
Mm,
is the flag of the Riders of Rohan. from Lord of the Rings.
I wouldn't have known that.
Uh,
I don't know.
it is a license plate from the last Starfighter. That is Centauri's
Ooh.
ship, or his little car that
Hmm.
turns into a ship. Uh,
Wow.
and another thing, don't panic. A little
Hmm.
Douglas Adams, uh, Hitchhiker's Guide.
If you don't
What
get the
else is it?
audition, don't panic.
Well,
If you don't get
exactly,
the job,
exactly.
don't panic.
Don't panic. What else can you see? You see my proton pack over there.
I
It's
think so,
outside of the
yeah.
booth.
What's the
Yeah.
big orange thing next to you?
Oh, this is just the cloth wall that closes
Oh,
out. Yeah, it folds out like curtains.
yeah, I love
Um,
that. That's really cool.
yeah, a lot of weird little stuff. And then off screen, you can't see. I always bring in. I started doing this a couple of years ago, where I would post booth buddies because I like alliteration, and I would bring like a different action figure in the booth with me,
Oh,
and then some of them stay in the booth. So at any point, there's like, yeah, I've got a tiny dragon this guy made on Etsy.
oh wow.
There's a buzzsaw, a bunch of kaiju. There's uh, uh, a Zen
I thought it
meditating
was a
Bigfoot.
monkey.
It is. Well, it's Bigfoot. It's a primate.
Oh, it's Bigfoot. Oh, right, okay.
Oh, and I've got the GoBot repaint of Warpath to be Treads from I
Wow.
think it's a GameStop exclusive recently. That was really cool. I did this convention in Texas,
Hmm.
and it was on a military base. But the
Oh,
military
okay.
base, like the PX on the military base, was like a
Yeah.
mall, and they had a GameStop. So I found like Transformers that I was looking for in the GameStop
It's
while I'm at
awesome.
this thing. Yeah, so it's just like
Wow.
so I'm like, hey, can you mind putting that aside for me? So at the end of the day, so yeah, so
Wow.
always toy hunting, even
Yeah.
at a convention in the middle of Texas on a military base.
That's actually
But
really awesome. You need to tell my dad that. Because
what's that?
he was the, you need to tell my dad that because how I was in the
Oh yeah,
RAF and when they were stationed in Germany in the 90s, they had an American PX and my sister always got
oh
like
man,
the little tykes, like the toy box and the
yeah.
crazy coupe, the car that you sit in and stuff, just
Oh cool,
all the Barbie dream house and stuff, all the American
yeah.
PX would just have all that. Yeah, it's
Oh,
just
that's awesome.
it's a familiar term with me.
Yeah, well, when you guys come in, I'll tell them because it was really cool.
Yes.
Like, because we
When
we did
when
that, and
was
then they took
the
us to the children's hospital too. So we got to like
Oh,
go in and like, they know the Cuphead show more than they know Transformers. So
of course, yeah.
yeah, yeah, it was cool. I'm sorry,
Like
what were you saying?
I was gonna say, when was this Texas convention?
A couple months ago.
Ah,
It was a
okay.
couple months ago. So whenever the GoBot came out, I guess you could say whenever those started hitting shelves, because it was the first time I saw it on the shelf. So yeah, maybe August,
Ah,
maybe.
right. Okay, so that was after I
Yeah,
met you. I see.
yeah.
Uh, Um, I got to round this off with a beautiful memory that I remember from San Diego Comic Con. Is when I was at your table, like we were just casually talking and stuff, and then I think this dad came up with this son, and they were like, if I remember this correctly, because I'm terrible at remembering, oh look, Transformers, and then they were like, oh, and then you started talking to this boy, and then you did the Mugman voice, and I just watched you talk with this boy and give him an autograph and stuff. It was just so wholesome. You probably made that kid's day, heck, even his week, maybe his month. I mean, heck, if I was that kid, you'd have made my year. But it was really heartfelt, and just to see that interaction between you and a fan, it made me feel happy,
Oh, that's very
very happy.
sweet.
Yeah,
It's very sweet.
I
And
mean,
and,
I'm not.
and so go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm not a sociable person. Well, I mean, you wouldn't think I wasn't a sociable person, but yeah, it's just when I'm at conventions, I'm just very sociable. But like sometimes it's hard to interact. But when you interact with a fan, it's a lot better.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, what were you gonna say?
Well, I mean, I uh I deal with my own stuff too, and
Yeah.
I don't talk about it very much, but I deal with
Ow!
my
Oh,
own.
that hurt.
Oh, you okay?
Yeah, bang my elbow.
Oh, don't do that. Um,
I'll try not to.
it's yeah. In situations like that, though, and once you start, doing roles that are like people like who will know more.
Yeah.
Um, it's like you're given a superpower. And as a Queens kid, I'm a big Spider-Man fan because with great power comes great responsibility.
100%.
if you are able to do something good for someone, it's your um, it's your job to. You are supposed to, you know,
Yeah.
if it is
Hmm.
possible to. So yeah, yeah. Why not? Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you try to bring a little joy into someone's life?
Yeah.
And it's not like it's just uh, we think of this stuff and we're always like hustle, 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 hustle. But how honored are we to be able to do that? Not the thing that we do for a living, but to make people happy, to go and like have moments like what you're. I mean, I don't remember the moment you're talking about because it's just kind of like I don't know. It is a
He was at
privilege.
your table for like a good 10, 15 minutes, if that makes it any more sort of
That's
clearer. But you meet so many fans
yeah.
at conventions, you can't expect to remember
And
each and every
honestly,
single one.
when they come back, I kind of remember like, and I have years later continued conversations that I had with like a kid that I'm like, oh yeah, and you had this thing on it. Da, 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 da."
Yeah.
And it's a weird. Sometimes my memory's terrible. Sometimes it's amazing. Uh, and like it is a privilege to be able to do that, and you can never lose. Like you have to remember that. Um, yeah, it's. I'm just gonna start talking about Spider-Man again. I don't know. Yeah, that's awesome.
Random info dumper. Did you know Neil Ross was the voice of Norman Osborn and the Green Goblin in Spider-Man the Animated Series? And I appeared on a panel.
You what?
I appeared, of course, on the Cartoon Voices panel with him.
Yeah, yeah. And
Love the
Dan was
autistic part.
Spider-Man at some point.
And
Dan,
Daniel
Dan,
in
yeah,
Spider-Man Space, and Frank was Iceman. Yeah, info
yeah,
dumping, the greatest part about autism, along with echolalia. Just saying.
yeah,
But yeah, it just I love it. Me, I mean,
yeah.
yes, I still have my flaws in communication. Sometimes I can't make eye contact with everybody. Sometimes I feel as if I'm just making this conversation more awkward, and I need to stop and just turn around and just walk off. But I'm getting better. I'm getting
Hmm.
better. So like, if anyone, if I seem like maybe disinterested or like I'm not like 100%, it's because I struggle. I
Hmm.
struggle on the inside. On the inside, I'm struggling to socialize. I want to socialize. I'm trying my best.
Yeah.
I that's all I can say. I'm trying my best, and I'm happy, and please don't be hurt if I seem disinterested, because I am. I'm trying my best.
You are, you
Yeah,
are, and
we all
and the
are.
most, and yeah, absolutely, absolutely, we all are, and we never know what is going on with someone when you're talking to them.
Yeah.
The most gregarious people, the most sheltered people, you don't know what's going on in their heads, you know,
Mm,
and the the reason why I know you're fine. You're gonna make it. You're gonna do just amazing in this town, whatever.
mhm.
Is because outside of all that, you're kind, and those are the people that keep working, and those are the people that you want to be around. You know, and it shows. You can't hide who you are. You can act. We're all actors, but you can't
Yeah.
hide the core of who you are. And you, Amber, are a good person, and people are gonna want to be around you. So everything you're talking about, well, like you try and the eye contact and stuff. Of course, it's just a thing. It's just a thing.
Yeah.
The stuff that counts, it's like you're there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah. And have you acted on camera by any chance, or have you just done voiceover work?
I have. I have.
Okay.
Um,
I was gonna
so,
say.
something just popped up the other day, which was pretty funny. Um,
Oh.
uh, oh God, like 20 years, literally 20 years ago, because I think it was like 2003. I was in this little short film on Funny or Die about Pac-Man, where I was Pac-Man. I was like Michael Pac-Man, the head of a pharmaceutical company, and I forced to take his medicine and stuff. So I just posted that again recently because it just kind of like, yeah, because there's all the secret level stuff that came out, and everyone's talking about
Yeah,
Pac-Man, and there's
yeah,
that really
yeah.
grim, dark Pac-Man. So I mean, this was like a joke. It was like literally, it was me
Yeah,
running around this like set eating gumballs, and like my teeth almost
yeah.
fell out by the end of the day of shooting because I'm just chewing sugar the entire day. Um, but yeah, it's fun fact. If you whoever's listening to this, if you watch this later, there's like the power pellet that I pick up and drink.
Mhm.
That is tonic water because
Ooh,
unbeknownst to many, tonic water is blacklight sensitive. So that's tonic water and a blacklight. So if you ever want to do a really fun Halloween thing, just get tonic water and a blacklight. It's glowing liquid. So it looks like a power juice.
wow.
It's because the quinine in it. The quinine is blacklight sensitive.
I'm actually been
It's
glancing at it right now on my screen. Wow.
it's
You haven't
silly.
aged a day.
What's that?
You haven't aged a day. I'm being serious, man. This
It's
is
a
so
vampire
wacky. I love it. I love it. I really do. Well, I was gonna say about the on-camera thing, just like people always ask me, do you like on-camera or I've never done on-camera, but I've
thing.
wanted to do it. I've had multiple opportunities, but um, you know, I remember one instance they said, okay, yeah, but at the time my hair was blue and I had just dyed it blue, and they said,
Mm,
yeah, we can't have you if you've got blue hair.
mm,
So that's why I mainly moved over to voiceover, predominantly because I can look like whoever I want, I can voice whoever I want, and unlike live action, it doesn't limit me. I could play a baby, I could play a
oh
child, I
yeah.
could play an old woman. It doesn't. I don't need the looks. Heck,
Yeah.
I don't even need like actual day clothes. I could just be in pajamas in the booth.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
Yeah.
It comes out through your voice rather
There's a
than your
weird
face.
thing that's like a part of my whole like OCD whatever nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
I have to put shoes on to go to work. Like I'm
Really?
wearing shoes now, even though I'm in the house. I
Yeah.
cannot go to work without getting completely dressed. Like in the
Oh.
morning when if I have a session, even if it's like a 9 a.m. session
Uh-huh.
or super early, mentally shoes on equates I'm at work. I'm doing things now. Like, cause during pandemic, people are coming on in like sweatpants and whatever. And I'm there in like a suit and tie practically. So it's the mental thing for me. So
Yeah.
I have to
Oh,
do
that's
that.
so
Yeah.
funny. I love
It's funny,
that.
right?
I really do. That's so
Silly.
sweet. Frank, well, what can I say? You've been such a joy to talk to again. And, I know we mainly focused on, just like sort of personal life, but then sort of still talk about like your work and stuff like that. I
Hmm.
think instead of an interview, this has been a very nice casual conversation. I mean, it's midnight now on my end, but
Oh
it's just been
gosh,
like a
sorry.
very no, don't apologize.
Yeah.
It's like a nice, calm thing. Like you could just sit down, grab a cup of coffee, and just listen to this. And it's just like when you watch my podcast, it feels like the viewer at home is listening in on the conversation or
Hmm.
like eavesdropping in.
Yeah.
It's quite nice. But yeah, that's you've been a joy, Frank. Thank
It's
you.
as of you. This is just lovely. It was just hanging out, just talking to
So
friends.
good to see you again.
Yeah,
And I was gonna say, will you be at San Diego Comic Con next year?
it should be. I mean,
Mm, I'm
not
trying to.
not not make an official announcement, but
Yeah, well, they've had a thing with the tickets and stuff. I mean, they're already sold out. I don't know if that's just general
yeah.
tickets or press tickets, but yeah, we'll see
Well, I
with
mean,
me.
you should really go for your pro.
Yeah, I
You've got
really
at
want
least
to.
3 credits. I believe you need 3 credits or like 3 things written online, and the project that you were just talking about before, the voiceover, you have more than enough to
Yes,
qualify.
I do.
And
Yes.
this series of interviews that you do is alone enough for like a press pass.
But
So
yeah, I
you
think
should
it was.
definitely
Was it
apply.
press? I think it was press pass I got last time. I can't remember, or it's
You
professional. I
can
think it
you
was.
can do professional. You can
Yeah,
definitely do professional, like
yeah,
by far. So look into that.
100%.
I don't know what if it's the time, if it's too late or something, but look into it
Of course I
for
will.
sure.
Of course I will.
Yeah,
Definitely. Well, Frank, again, you've been such a joy to talk to you. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of your time with me tonight. It's
it
been
was great. It was great catching up.
amazing. Where
Yeah,
can my viewers find you online?
online.
Yeah.
Website is franktodaro.tv.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I joined Blue Skies. This is just Frank Todaro, just my name.
Mm-hmm.
And then back on Twix X, Twixy, Twitter X, Twix. It's called Twix Bar.
Wix.
On the Twix Bar, it says Frank Todaro VO. Same on TikTok. I TikToked a couple times. Um, yeah,
Uh,
yeah, those
I'm
places.
sort of, yeah, I was gonna say I'm sort of moving out. I've deactivated Blue Sky. I've gone private on Twix, mainly
Yeah,
because I'm just starting a thing of social media clients. I'll probably be back in the future, but I've just
yeah.
I'm starting to just step away, mainly for the holidays and stuff, but just, slowly, like, yeah, YouTube is my main open forum.
Mhm.
Everything else is just personal accounts. I'm like, I'm like, it's really weird. I'm like, yeah, I'm like, please, no, please. I'm just hiding behind a wall of these people. It's weird. But anyways,
You gotta do what's right for you. You gotta do what's
yeah,
right for you. People feel obligated to do social media because of a job that they have or something. In
yeah,
the
I
end,
mean,
you're doing the job because you want your life to be better. You're doing everything because you want
yeah,
your life to be better. So
I
if that
mean,
makes you happy, then or if it doesn't make
yeah.
you happy, don't do it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, Cullen and Welker don't have social media. Trust me, Neil doesn't have it. Corey Burton doesn't have it. And, just, yeah, yeah, it works. It works. Yeah,
yeah.
100%. With that, I'll say that this has been a wonderful episode of In Conversation with ATF. Thank you to you at home. I've just hurt my arm again for
Gosh,
watching. I'm so clumsy. I'm sorry. I
I'm
always
bad
stub
luck.
my
Oh, I'm
toe
sorry.
hitting my arm. No, it's fine. Don't worry. But thank you for watching this episode. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. And yes, I will be collaborating with Frank in the future. When we meet in person, I'll be taking my Polaroid, my actual camera and stuff. We'll be filming a few more things, maybe for TikTok or something. I don't know. Um, but yeah, for now, thank you for watching, and I will see you all very, very soon. I hope you have a very happy holidays and keep smiling. All right? Because Santa Claus is coming to bring you, the big man's coming in a week. Well, I mean, from when I'm recording, but All right, well, see you all later. I'll see you soon. Bye and cut.